Hello, and welcome to another edition of Great Lit Chit Chat, where I teach experts the things they already should know about literature. I'm here with my guest, Mr.
What?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm John Roche, expert on Franz Kafka.
Says here your name is John Roaches.
No, it's Roche.
Oh, you're an expert on Kafka. That's helpful. We're actually going to be doing a show on Kafka. Oh, today? Even better.
Well, isn't that why you invited a Kafka expert?
You don't look like an expert.
Well, what does an expert look like?
Beard, glasses, snazzy tie, dashingly handsome.
Can we talk about Kafka now?
You can talk. I can't promise I'll listen.
Great! So, Franz Kafka was born in Prague in 1883.
So you said Prague. You're referring, of course, to the British colony.
No, actually it's in Austria.
Which I believe was a British colony.
Maybe you're thinking of Australia?
At the South Pole?
No, the South Pole is Antarctica.
Kafka was born in Antarctica? I had no idea anyone was ever born there.
Let's move on. Kafka had a very overbearing and controlling father who never really appreciated his son's gifts.
I can relate. My dad wouldn't let me follow my dream of being a talk show host.
Aren't you hosting a talk show right now?
Am I? Oh, I better ask some questions then. Okay. Kafka. What was his childhood like?
Wasn't I already answering that question?
That was before I discovered I was a talk show host. Don't you want to help me live my dream?
Not really.
Just answer the question.
Kafka was a good student, but very introverted and quite sickly. He didn't like how strict his school was, but loved literature, especially Charles Dickens.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with his work.
In 1906, Kafka graduated from the German university with a law degree. It wasn't what he wanted to do, but it's what his father wanted for him.
So he became a lawyer, never wrote anything, and died completely anonymous. The end. That's all the time we have for today.
Wait, no. That's wrong. He got a very boring job in insurance and spent his free time writing. In the meantime, he lived at home with his parents.
There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people live with their parents well into their 30s, or 40s, etc. Don't you live with your parents?
Well, yes, but I'm still in high school, so...
High school? Rodney! Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to apologize. I did not realize you could be an expert on anything until you were at least 55. Because until you reach a certain age, it seems to me that you're unaware.
You said I can continue, right?
Tentatively, yes.
In 1915, The Metamorphosis was published.
Was that his first novel?
Actually, it's a novella.
Isn't that the chocolate hazelnut topping?
That's Nutella.
Yes. Do you have any?
No, I said novella. A novella is longer and more complex than a short story, but not quite as long as a novel. So, The Metamorphosis is a novella. Okay,
so this novel, Nutella,
novella,
is about how plants take in sunlight and make chlorophyll?
That's photosynthesis.
What is?
Never mind.
So what's this novella about?
Well, one morning, as Gregor Samsa was waking up from anxious dreams, he discovered that in bed he had been changed into a monstrous, verminous bug.
Spoiler alert.
No, that's actually the first sentence of the book. That's the metamorphosis, as it were, if you will.
It were, and I won't. So what happens next?
Oh, it goes on to describe his family life.
With Ma and Pa Bug as they buzz around and pollinate flowers?
No, his family carries on business as usual while he lives among them as a giant bug.
Define business as usual.
The story depicts the typical family tensions and economic worries any family struggles with.
But one of them's a bug.
Right. The subtle humor of the piece is often overlooked.
Subtle indeed. But what does it mean?
The meaning is open to interpretation. In fact, British critic Anthony Thirlby said, Kafka certainly does not provide an interpretation of the world. What he provides is an image of how experience looks when all interpretations are called in doubt.
This all sounds weird, Roche.
Roche.
Touché.
It's one of the most highly regarded works of modernist fiction, though.
Well, no one even knows what that is.
Well, as an expert, I can tell you that modernism was a movement in the early 20th century. People who were disillusioned after World War I wanted to leave behind the old ideas and create new styles of literature. It reflected uncertainty, disjointedness, and alienation, abandoned the traditional plot structure, and included much more subtle themes. Kafka epitomizes this movement. In fact, W.H. Auden once said, "Kafka is important to us because his predicament is the predicament of modern man."
F minus minus. Go back to kindergarten.
You go back to kindergarten. Isn't an F minus minus just an F plus, by the way?
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank our guest, but I'm not going to, Joey Roaches, for wasting all of our time. Tune in next time when we'll have a much better discussion about Agatha Christie with our special guest, John Roaches.
John Roche.